Hey Tech Heads, Fina here. Today we're going to take a look at a few things that caught my eye about Smart's brand new EV. Specifically, I want to take a look at 8 things that I like and 2 that, not so much. So Smart's new EV is called the Smart #3, and I think it's exactly the kind of EV that has been missing on the market. What do you think the powertrain is? If you guessed rear-wheel drive, then you're right. So I really like that. All right, let's dive in and take a closer look at the things that caught my eye about the Smart #3. So up first is the ski pass-through and rear armrest. So I'll be honest, I don't really ski that much anymore, not after I injured my knee a few years back, but I may still get back into it. And either way, in every car I've ever owned, I've always had a rear armrest that gives you access to the trunk through it. And I think it's a very nice feature because you just never know when you might need to transport 2 people in the back plus something long at the same time. And, if I were to get back to skiing, this would obviously be a very handy feature for that as well. So 1 point goes to Smart for the ski pass-through and the rear armrest. Next on the list, we have a refrigerated box in the front armrest. I think this is just a nifty feature. It's little things like that that really make a good car. The beauty is really in the details. So I think it's great to be able to enjoy a nice bottle of chilled water on a hot summer day. Or, there are other situations like if you're bringing food over to someone's house or grocery shopping on a hot day. I mean, I can think of a few other scenarios as well where this would really come in handy. What about you? Another thing that I like about the Smart #3 is the fact that you do get a Frunk. Granted, it is only a small 15-liter Frunk, but that's still better than no Frunk at all. I'd be using that to probably hide my AC charging cable, which I really only use occasionally as I don't have a house yet. But I have to say, if I did have the #3, I actually probably would be using that AC charging cable quite a bit more. Can you guess why? I'll tell you that a little later in the video. All right, this next thing probably won't surprise you that I like if you've watched my channel or if you're just like a normal human being, I would say. And that is a steering wheel with classic buttons. So to me, classic steering wheel buttons are just a completely fundamental thing to have. Anything that's touch controlled on a steering wheel, I personally consider to be a design failure. It's exactly why I didn't go to the ID3 from my e-Golf, for example. So supposedly it's something you can get used to, but A, I don't buy it, and B, I really don't want to get used to it. So that's another point for Smart for the classic buttons on the steering wheel. We just haven't come up with a better solution, and even Volkswagen has gotten the point and will stop skimping on buttons in their newer models. So in the name of ergonomics and safety, I say thank you. Now we have the driver display. So this is another thing that I would like to have in my car. A display in front of the driver is something that I am used to, and I would really miss it if I didn't have it. I know some people in the comments on my other videos have tried to convince me that, it's not a biggie not having one and that you do get used to it. But it just seems weird to me. And I'm even thinking, could it possibly lead to neck issues or something? Because if you keep having to even slightly turn your head towards the center display while you're driving, I mean, I don't know. I've personally gotten a neck pain from doing less. So maybe I'm overthinking this. But anyways, in the Smart, we do get a great high-resolution driver display, and all of the important data is always displayed right in front of you. So that is just how I like it. This next one I'm really excited about. So do you remember when I said that I'd probably be using AC charging a lot more if I had the Smart #3? Well, it's because of the 22 kilowatt AC onboard charger. So this is a great thing. You can charge fast and yet slow enough to still catch lunch. Moreover, in Czech, AC charging is significantly cheaper than DC charging. So here I would be using it all the time. And it's another thing that I definitely want in my next EV. Do you guys also have a big price difference between AC versus DC charging in your country? Let me know in the comments. And now on to the infotainment. So Smart wanted to do their infotainment differently, and I would say it's paid off. The infotainment is fun, but not at the expense of clarity and speed. It has 12 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigabytes storage, and it's quite unique. So those animated animals give it a distinct and playful feel, and I have to say I really like it. Finally, if you have a car that is properly harnessing the potential of current systems. Next up is the HUD or head-up display. So unfortunately, only the premium version and up will have a head-up display where the data is projected directly onto the windshield, but it's better than nothing. So to me, this is a great safety benefit, and I would definitely be very happy to have it in my car. I'm actually surprised that more new cars don't have it. It's a pretty primitive device nowadays, and it just costs a few pennies. So in the Smart #3, at least we do get it in the higher versions. Okay, now that we've talked about the good, let's take a quick look at the disappointing. So first are the door handles. The handles in the Smart #3 remind me of Tesla door handles, and I personally really don't like those. They seem very non-ergonomic to me. You have to push the front in order for the back to slide out so you can pull it, and I just think it's awkward. Now, they do slide out themselves if you unlock the car. That I think makes it easier, certainly, but I just think they're still odd. So call me old school, but I just like regular door handles. It's one of those things that I feel like didn't need any innovating. But maybe you guys have a different opinion. Let me know in the comments. The other thing that I find a bit disappointing is the fact that the front armrest is not height adjustable. To me, that's a pity. So do you remember when it was standard to have the armrest adjustable both in height and front to back? Like, for example, remember the Golf 7? I still don't think that anyone's invented a better armrest than that. So that's a bit of a disappointment for me. I did just have a thought that it could be because there is that cooled box in the front armrest. Possibly that could somehow be connected because I don't know if there are some wires perhaps that enable the cooling and hence you can't, slide it up and down. That would make sense to me. In that case, that refrigerated box would be both a pro and a con, but I don't know. I guess we can't win them all, right? So for the non-adjustable front armrest plus those weird door handles, I would take 2 points away from the Smart #3. Okay, guys, those are the 8 things that I like about the Smart #3 and 2 more that I don't like so much. Anyways, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. Let me know, what do you think about this? Did any of these features pleasantly surprise you? What do you think about those weird door handles? Definitely let me know. I'm looking forward to chatting with you. Also, be sure to let me know if you'd like to see a more in-depth video about the #3. We could look at performance, batteries, all that good stuff. As always, thank you all for watching. Hope to see you in the comments section, and I'll catch you next time.